Hi, my name is Jonathan Higginbotham, and this is my video blog for the module on informed consent. Any interaction between a layperson and a psychologist can result in irrevocable changes in the life of the individual. The change can be based on issues such as realization about personal factors, such as the extensive existence of a mental issue whose knowledge will have a monumental impact on the individual. Conversely, such interactions can often lead to the revelation of personal and privileged information. It is based on the same stringent rules regarding informed consent have been set for any interaction with a psychologist, more so a counselor. This blog evaluates the informed consent form for the Middle Georgia State University, even as it compares and contrasts with the ACA Code of Ethics and the relevant Code of Ethics for the state of Georgia. Middle Georgia State University provides psychological assistance to its students, and pursuant to the informed consent laws and rules, it has come up with an informed consent form. The said form, titled Counseling Services Informed Consent, is 2 pages long and is elaborate, and that's referenced by the Middle Georgia State University 2019. It provides information about what amounts to counseling in the said university and the potential impact of the same. Further, the form delves into the issue of informed consent and the necessity thereof and the choices available to students with regard to informed consent. The form also addresses the issue of confidentiality and how the information provided by the client cannot be used without the express permission of the client. The American Counseling Association Code of Ethics is elaborate in its provisions about the Code of Ethics, including in its section 8.2. The consent form and of the said university compares favorably with the recommendations of the said Code of Ethics, as it meets these recommendations. Among the cardinal points of positive comparison is indicating informed consent as being continuous, as it has to be given on specific areas of treatment and also capable of being withdrawn at any point, and that's referenced by the ACA 2014. With this regard, signing the university consent form does not bind students to the process of counseling, as in Article F of Client Rights stipulates that a right to decline treatment at any time exists. The focus of the ACA Code on the issue of confidentiality is not only met by the university's form, but also surpassed. The said form provides for absolute confidentiality, which also extends to the giving of evidence in a court of law. With regard to contrast, the said form does not contain any provisions that contradicts the ACA Code of Ethics. But it does contain administrative issues such as cancellation of appointments which are not part of the Code of Ethics, referenced in the Middle Georgia State University 2019, comparison with Georgia Code of Ethics, referenced in Chapter 510-4. The Counseling Code of Ethics for the state of Georgia may not be as elaborate as the ACA Code, but it does capture the essential elements thereof. The essential elements include making informed consents compulsory, the issue of the age of consent, the issue of confidentiality, and also the issue of informed consent being formalized onto a document, referenced in Lowrider LLC 2019. A careful evaluation of the said state code on the one hand and the university form on the other will show that all the above aspects have been captured. As reflected in the form, consent by the client is compulsory not only for the advent of counseling, but also through the process. Secondly, the issue of capacity is also addressed in the concept form, which states that parents will give consent for minority students. Finally, the confidentiality is absolute as reflected in the form, as no one can divulge information conveyed by the client without the express consent of the client, and that's referenced in the MGSU 2019. The primary contrast between the university form and the state code is that the form goes above and beyond the provision of the form, as it is more elaborate and comprehensive. It's evident from the research I did that the Middle Georgia State University is not only comprehensive and suitable, but also following both the ACA Code of Ethics and the relevant Georgia State Code. Among the main issues covered in the form include what amounts for informed consent, the risks associated with counseling, the patient's rights, and the issue of confidentiality. The said university can thus be said to be compliant as far as the informed consent is concerned. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch my blog. My references listed came from ACA Code of Ethics as approved by the ACA Governing Council 2014, the Middle Georgia State University Counseling Services Informed Consent, Middle Georgia State University, and Lowrider LLC, Chapter 510-4 Code of Ethics. See y'all in class. Have a good day. Bye-bye.